Hi dear students, welcome to the YouTube channel. Through this channel I am going to communicate with you and share some important things with you. So hope you like, share and subscribe, and share as much as you can. If you like it, you will automatically do it. So first of all, I would like to welcome the new students who are new to the channel, and also all the old students. I would like to welcome all of you, because a new journey I am going to start here. From here a new beginning is going to take place, a revolution is going to take place, and we all are going to be a part of it, and we are all going to love it and enjoy it, right? So we'll learn and we'll enjoy at the same time. Okay, so let's proceed. So mentioning the YouTube channels, these are the channels which you can follow. For your junior students, like for 6th, 7th, 8th students, you can mention them. There is another different channel called Navneet Sir Juniors, so you can mention that also. Next is motivational thought of the day. Yes, it is very important. Motivational thought of the day. So motivational thought of the day is: dreams don't work unless you do. Dreams don't work unless you do. Correct? So only by dreaming that you are going to get 90% marks, you are going to get good marks, you are going to have a very successful life, you are going to have a big house, you are going to have a big car, and all of the luxuries of the life, it is not going to work. Or whatever your dreams are, it is not going to work unless you start working on it right now, today, taking small steps for achieving those goals. So start working on it. That is the motivation which I would like to give to all of you. Today's topic, yes, today's topic is life process. It's the first chapter of biology of class 10th CBSE, life process. It's a very important chapter covering very important processes which are meant to be known by all of us. We should know in detail about these processes. So what is there in this life process? See, many different types of activities are performed by living organisms, right? And for that energy is required. Like right now I am talking to you all, I am communicating, I am giving a lecture. So I am utilizing the energy which I am having right now. So how I got this energy? I have eaten food, and then that food is getting digested into my body, and then from the digestion, respiration process is going to take place. After the respiration, energy will be developed in the form of ATP, as you know. So that is giving me energy, and that energy I am utilizing here, talking with you all, moving the body here and there and in everything, right? So different types of activities are performed by living organisms, whether it is animals or it is plants. Both of them perform some of the activities. Even the microorganisms, they perform activities. For the survival, activities are to be performed by an organism, either in search of food, either in search of water, either in search of anything which gives them energy, which makes them living. Life process, the name of the chapter is life process, says. So there are many processes which are required to do, which happen in an organism for the maintenance of life. Life is not that easy. It's a line, right? So it is actually practically not very easy, because many processes are included in order to maintain the survival of a living organism. In those processes, the very first process which comes into my mind is nutrition. How an organism is getting nutrition. Nutrition means what? How the organism is getting food, and how is it taking the food inside its body and digesting it to get the proper nutrients, which we call. So as you can see, many activities like the panda is eating the grass, men are working, we are studying right now, the boy is eating the watermelon, the squirrel is eating right now, you are working with your laptop, something doing on it, positive activities, making project works, assignments. So all these things, different types of works are performed by a living organism, whether it is human being, even the plants, they perform different functions in their body. They have xylem tissues to conduct water from the roots to the shoots. They have phloem tissues to conduct food molecules from one part to another part of the plant. They have to grow, they have to reproduce. So all these things are also performed by plants also. So not only animals, even the plants are performing the different types of processes. So life process, the definition, what the definition would be is the processes which maintains body functions and are necessary for the survival of organism. The processes, you can note down, the processes which maintains body functions and are necessary for the survival of organisms. Now what is the meaning of this definition? It includes many processes, so we are going to deal with many processes one by one. Then those processes are necessary to maintain the functions which are going inside the body. Now the body can be of any plant as well as an animal also, and they are necessary for the survival of the organism. It is necessary for the survival of the organism. If this process will not work, the organism won't be able to live further. So this is the definition of the life process. That process will be called as life process. So respiration is a life process, nutrition is a life process, excretion is a life process. There are many life processes which we are going to discuss in detail right now. The important life processes are nutrition, respiration, transportation, metabolism, reproduction and excretion. Nutrition, as I explained, is the process in which an organism is consuming the food or else it is making the food itself. Like in the case of green plants, they make their food by themselves, they are called autotrophs, right? So nutrition is preparing food or obtaining food, consuming it and extracting the nutrients from it and utilizing it for the other activities performed by the organism. So that whole process is the nutrition. How it is getting the food, how it is utilizing it to get the energy. Then respiration. Respiration is included, or second step. You have obtained the food, but that food is of no use until respiration process takes place. Because if there is like a car which is having fuel in it, but the ignition is not happening in the engine. So if the ignition is not working, the spark plug is not working, so the fuel won't get the heat energy to burn. And if the fuel will not burn, energy will not be produced and the car won't be able to run or perform its function. In the same way, respiration is that process in which food is made to react with oxygen to give out carbon dioxide, water as well as ATP molecules. ATP molecules are adenosine triphosphate, right? These are energy molecules. In this the form of energy is obtained in the body of a living organism, and it is utilized by the living organism. So respiration is a life process. If it will not happen, organism will not survive. Transportation, as in the plants, the transportation of water is done by xylem, transportation of food is done by phloem. In the same way, in our body, the transportation of various gases and various important nutrients are being done by the blood. Blood is transporting all the things. From our intestine, they are absorbing the carbohydrates, the fats, the vitamins, the proteins, amino acids. They are being absorbed in the blood, and the blood is moving through the arteries and veins, and it is running throughout the body and reaching to the different parts of the body and making them these things available. And they are utilizing the things, and the body is functioning properly. So transportation is also a very important function which we will discuss in detail. Metabolism is the whole process of obtaining the food, digesting the food, obtaining the nutrition, and removing the waste material. The combined process is called metabolism. How the food is converted, its chemical energy is converted into different energy, and it is being consumed by a living organism. Reproduction is another life process which is very important, because it is the process by which we are producing young ones. Even the animals as well as the plant, they are producing their same type of generation, so that their species is maintained on the earth. Their species is maintained on the earth. Excretion is another very important process. If we are consuming each and everything, but the waste material, the food which we are eating, it is not 100% full of nutrients. It contains some of the waste products. So those waste products need to be removed from the body. Otherwise they will be accumulated in the body and they will produce toxins, poisonous chemical substances which will harm the body. So excretion, removal of such substances is also very important, which we will learn in detail how kidney performs it. So these are the life processes which we are going to discuss. So let's start with the very first, nutrition. Why is it, what is it, and how is it important? So what is nutrition? What is nutrition? Definition of nutrition says that is a process by which living beings obtain food or synthesize it for growth, repair, maintenance and reproduction, and for meeting the energy needs. Very correct. It is very true. Nutrition is that process by which living beings obtain food. We are obtaining the food, whether it is plant or animal. There are different modes which we are going to discuss right now after this, that how many ways nutrition is carried on. But ultimately the goal of every organism is to get the food, because of which it will be able to convert it into energy. So how it is obtaining the food? Synthesizing it. Synthesizing means breaking it down from complex form to simple molecules, so that it can be absorbed by the body. For growth, that molecules will be used, that protein molecules will be used for the growth of new cells of muscles, new tissues will be generated. For repair, if there is any damage to any particular part of the body, the cells are damaged, new cells need to be generated, so that for that purpose this energy will be used. For maintenance, for in order to organism to be number of cells are dying, they have a certain life period, a time period. So when they are dead, they need to be removed from the body, so they will be replaced by the new cells. They will be replaced by new cells. So maintenance, reproduction, as I told you that every organism has its own way of reproducing. Whatever the way of reproducing is, they need energy, and for the energy they will go by the process of nutrition. And for meeting all the energy needs. they are going to carry out the nutrition. So I used a word that nutrition is that process in which we are extracting the nutrients from the food substance and utilizing it. So what are the nutrients? What are the nutrients? The elements that occur in food in the form of organic and inorganic compounds are called nutrients. The elements which are present in the food, like we are eating the food, so the food is having carbohydrate, that is a complex molecule of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen that is converted into simplest form into glucose and then utilized by the body by the process of respiration, reacted with oxygen. So it's a biochemical process. So nutrients, carbohydrates are nutrients, proteins are nutrients, vitamins, fats, minerals. Many minerals are there which are required by the body. Sodium, potassium. So all these elements occur in the organic as well as inorganic compounds and utilized by the body. So these elements are called as the nutrients. Now we will come to the modes of nutrition. There are many different modes of nutrition, that is how many ways nutrition is obtained by different organisms, because you know that millions of species are there existing on the earth and they have their own way of getting nutrition. So let's see them in detail. So I was discussing about the modes of nutrition. Modes of nutrition, we mean what? How many types of nutrition are there? See, there are different types of organisms available on earth. So they have their own unique way of obtaining the nutrition. And we have classified them into categories and then we are studying them so that we are well aware of the different types of ways in which organisms are obtaining the food. We should have a knowledge of it. So basically there are two categories, as you can see in the presentation. There are two categories. One is autotrophic and the other one is heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. So you can note down there are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic you all must be knowing, those organisms which are able to prepare their own food by themselves, they are called autotrophs, and this type of nutrition is called autotrophic mode of nutrition, which mostly the green plants perform. But not always. Yes, we are going to see that there are some other organisms also which can prepare their own food within their body. Yes, I am correct. You will see in the upcoming slides. So autotrophic, as I told you, is written, you can write down. In this type of nutrition, organisms manufacture their own food from simple inorganic compounds. From simple inorganic compounds like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, or we can say elements like hydrogen, oxygen, carbon. They are preparing the food. Autotrophic. They are preparing their own food. And preparing their own food does not mean that you are cooking your food in the kitchen. That is not preparing your own food. Preparing your own food means manufacturing the molecules within your body. Can you do it? No, we can't do it because we are following heterotrophic mode of nutrition. We are heterotrophs. Plants can do it, green plants. Some bacteria can do it. We'll talk about them. Cyanobacteria is one of the bacteria. Green bacteria, algae, and sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria. These are some of the bacteria which can prepare their food either by the photosynthesis, which is majorly known by everyone, but also by certain chemical reactions. So autotrophic nutrition, all green plants are example some bacteria, as I told you, a few protistas. Protista is a phylum category of organisms in which there are organisms like Euglena. So they are following the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So autotrophic nutrition is also of two types. Now further classification. Nutrition is of two types, autotroph and heterotroph. Autotroph is further of two types. What are those types? One is photosynthetic. One is photosynthetic, means utilization of light and prepare the food by the process of photosynthesis, which is well known by everyone that carbon dioxide, water, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, a reaction takes place, and the plants or green organisms like algae, green bacteria, they are able to prepare the food and prepare glucose molecule and oxygen, right? And oxygen is released in the atmosphere as a byproduct, and the glucose is utilized by them as the food substance. So in photosynthetic, the organisms are all green plants. As you can see, the greenness is due to the presence of pigment called chlorophyll. And there are some organisms like green bacteria. As you can see here, there is a bacteria which is called green bacteria, known by the name of cyanobacteria, as I was talking about. So they are also able to prepare their own food. So they are autotrophic. So if you want to go in detail, they are called as anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria. Euglena is also of such kind of structure. There is cytoplasm, membrane, nucleolus, everything is there. There is flagellum. This tail-like structure is called flagellum, by which they are able to move. So certain bacteria are also having this flagellum. The main thing is that they are green in color, so they are also able to do the process of photosynthesis. The other type of autotrophic nutrition is chemosynthetic. The other type of autotrophic nutrition is chemosynthetic way of nutrition. So what is chemosynthetic? There are some non-green autotrophs. Till now, till Euglena, they all were green in color. Green bacteria, Euglena, they all were using the green color, chlorophyll, for the process of photosynthesis, and they were doing the autotrophic mode of nutrition by the help of photosynthesis, preparing the food by the photosynthesis. But here in chemosynthetic, they are not green in color, not utilizing the chlorophyll. Although they are autotroph, they prepare their own food. How they prepare their own food? Examples are iron and sulfur bacteria. They prepare their own food by making use of chemical energy. They have certain chemicals, they produce certain chemicals within their body. And by producing these chemicals, they are getting the required amount of energy in the form of ATP. And this energy they are utilizing. So during the oxidation is a chemical process which you might be knowing, a reaction with oxygen. So oxidation of simple inorganic compounds within their body, they are able to produce the energy and prepare organic food. Such organisms are also known by the name of chemotrophs. They are very less discussed, but you should know it. Chemotrophs. This is the sulfur bacteria. It looks like this. This is the iron bacteria. All animals and most protists and bacteria cannot manufacture their own food like autotrophs. Now we are proceeding and we are coming on the next topic, that is heterotrophic nutrition. So all animals, most of the protists and certain bacteria also, we cannot manufacture our own food, and thus we are dependent on other ready-made foods which we obtain from either from plants or from the animals. These animals are dead or alive, or basically dead, because we are consuming the flesh of the animal. So obviously it is going to be dead. So that, or it can be alive also, because in the case of cows and buffaloes we are getting milk from them, so we are not killing them, right? They are alive and we are obtaining the milk from it, so we are getting food from it. So in this way we are dependent for our food and energy on other organisms. So we are heterotrophs, and the mode of nutrition of ours will be called as heterotrophic nutrition. Getting it? So this is the thing. Okay. So types of heterotrophic nutrition. Mode depends on type of available food and the way it is obtained. The types of heterotrophic nutrition depends on how the food is being consumed by the organism. So the lecture is quite long. This will be conducted into many parts, because the topic is very vast, and even you see, when we are talking about nutrition only, approximately an hour has passed. So we have limitations. We will divide the videos into short duration of maximum 40 to 50 minutes, and so that it will not be boring for you also, and you will be easily able to go through it and enjoy the video lesson and grasp some knowledge from it. You can make notes. You should make notes of from the presentation, the important points which they are there. Through video it is benefit that you can go back also in the video from where the point you have not understood. You can again repeat that part, and you can again do that. You can slow down the speed of the playback speed of the video, so that you can understand it well, right? And if you have any other queries, any other doubts, you can comment me, you can message me, right? You can text me on my channel, which is available with the school, associated with the school. So this is how we are teaching here in HMPS school, and we are providing a educational backup, so that anytime, whenever if you are getting lost, if you are not attending the class, if you are missing the class, you can come back here on the platform, and you can use these videos, you can use these lectures, and you can again get the knowledge, again get the lessons back to your memory and utilize it. So I hope that this video was till now very useful, and in future also I will make useful videos, and we will continue this topic in another parts. So this part ends here. We'll discuss rest of the things the next video. So till then, take care and keep studying. And no, you want to have, if you want to achieve something, you have to do something extra for it. So you need to put your hard work, you need to do smart work, right? Both of them, and results will automatically come. Don't worry about marks. Try to gain knowledge, how much as you can, from where it is available. The source should be correct. Knowledge should be the thing from where it is you are getting textbook, from you are getting any teacher, with the teacher you should discuss it, and that should be authentic. And try to train yourself daily. Make a training of yourself. Keep yourself in a training mode, and keep adding your knowledge daily. Something learn, something new daily. Eventually you will grow up into a very, what you can say, intellectual person, and there will be very less problems associated with life. Life will be very easy, smooth. So, okay, stay motivated and do the hard work. Bye bye everyone. Take care.